Hello there, good people. Hi, it's Jason from Green Country Agroforestry here. Now that our pumpkins are out of the field, we've got to do something about the ground cover issue because those vines were covering everything in the backyard. And now that they're gone, we've got bare soil. That's no good. The more I learn about soil health, the more I've come to understand that it's really the microbiome, the bacteria and the fungi in the soil, the living things in the soil, not just the plants that are responsible for overall soil health. We can add fertilizer and that provides nutrients for just a little bit, but the always constantly on system that nature has is what allows it to stay abundant and green and vibrant. So we want to recreate that as much as possible, and that means living roots in the ground. So here I've put in clover, and that's being supplemented by purple dead nettle. It's just native to the area. That's this plant here, often confused with henbit dead nettle, looking very similar but slightly different. This is Lamium amplexical or henbit dead nettle, and this one is Lamium purpurea or purple dead nettle. It's not purple yet, but it will turn purple as it gets a little bit older. But this is sort of the default ground cover. I added clover in for a little nitrogen enrichment. And of course these are daylilies that we've got, which are green even at this time of the year. We're in mid-November, I think. We've got mint here that's still thriving. We've got yarrow here that's still thriving. I'm sitting here amongst some Italian irises in the back, which are still alive and growing. So lots and lots of stuff that's green, vibrant, and growing even as we go into winter. And that's what we're going to talk about today, a winter garden. Alright, so this particular daikon radish was planted right towards the end of the summer. And it counts as really fall gardening. But any of these that we planted as we were heading into fall will continue to grow on into the winter season. And, well, as you can see, they are just simply massive. But that's not the only thing that can grow during the winter. There are a lot of things that can grow really well this time of year. We saw purple dead nettle, we saw clover, we saw daylilies, there's also curly dock, and a number of other things that will grow during this time of year and supply the soil microbes with sugars in exchange for nutrients, keeping that soil microbiome alive even during the winter period. So we don't have to make up lost ground when spring arrives. I mentioned clover, and I've got this salt shaker filled with clover seeds that we're going to use back there where we've got bare ground. But I also took the liberty of sprinkling in a couple of wildflower seeds, some Monarda punctata, spotted bee balm, and some mullein, which will not necessarily germinate and grow right now, but they'll stay there in the soiled seed bank and be exposed to the cold temperatures and be ready to germinate come springtime. But there is a vegetable that we can grow right now. Maybe a little bit late for the daikon radishes, but pak choy is ready to be picked and eaten as baby choy in about 30 to 35 days, and we have plenty of time for that. As a matter of fact, it'll be fully mature in about 45 days. We may have enough time for that too. So we're just going to go ahead and take these seeds, mix them in with the clovers, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and mix them up really good. And this should be plenty enough to sow in that bare patch with our little pak choy seeds spread out quite a good ways apart. We don't have to thin them. And we could harvest all of that pak choy either as baby choy or let it go ahead and mature and harvest it full size. Back over there, that green patch, that's all winter wheat over there. That's roots in the ground, that's keeping soil microbiome healthy throughout the winter, so it doesn't have to start from zero in the spring. Here is the corn patch, and we're going to take a little bit different tactic here. We're going to cover the corn patch with all of our yard waste and debris, and we're going to mound it up thick, and we're going to make sure it stays moist. Of course, this is where we dump our duck water out. So we have lots of moisture, lots of nitrogen, lots of carbon. So we'll be composting in place all across here where the corn patch is. But this area here, where we've raked up all of the pumpkin vines, is almost completely devoid of anything. We've got some of those Canna Australia right there that we're going to harvest before too awful long. Of course, a regular Ozark plum tree there, some jujube trees back in the background, another plum over there. Daylilies on the border, those are green right now. But other than that, look at that. Lots and lots of bare ground. I've got a salt shaker here with a little bit of clover seed, and we've mixed in some pak choy and a couple other things that are going to stay in the soil and probably germinate come springtime. But they need to be exposed to the cold weather. Stratification is what it's called. We may as well do it naturally, so I'll just put it down here. The ducks came through here a little while ago. We got little tiny scratch marks all over the surface where they walked through. They escaped because I made an error. Oops, that's a little thick. I made an error, and I didn't put a block at the bottom of their gate. We pushed it open. They're little escape artists. Get that material out of the way. We're going to cut back the canna tops here, and we'll compost them as well. All right, so this is just a mixture of clover and pak choy and a couple of wildflowers that aren't going to germinate and grow until springtime. A little bit late for radishes. We might try some, but I don't want to plant a whole bunch because they may not turn out at all.
What about carrots?
Same thing. Well, some carrots are done within 45 days or so. So we might try a short season carrots out here. Maybe possibly, yeah. So just a little bit here on this edge. There we go. And of course we'll be putting wood chips back in. This area right here should be completely filled with wood chips. You may have noticed the other day I was walking, I said that's quite a step. This is the bottom of our little ditch or channel, and it's supposed to be filled with wood chips.
It's on the to-do list, right?
Yeah, I gotta go and
the pumpkins are out of the way.
The wood chip and bring those out. We're gonna start sifting them, so that'll be fun. We'll put the fines on the top and the coarse in the pathway. That should work out fairly well. And I'm almost out of seeds here, running out.
We're almost to the end.
Very last bit, right there. Pak choy and clover. I have just a little tiny bit. See, they were all over here.
That was a lot of pumpkins.
There was a lot of duck activity here. I'm gonna have to get some more clover, I think. All right, ladies, about you.
You're over there behind the garage.
What are you doing out? You know you're not supposed to be out. I hope you didn't try to get into my little pond here and mess it up the way you messed up my other pond. Oh, you better stay away from my pond. That's not a duck pond. That's not a duck pond. Where do you think you're going anyway? Where are you going? Where are you going? You should be going home. Ducks, go home. All ducks, go home. That's good. Now what? Now what, huh? Now what? Your food and water's back this way. Huh? Ha 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 ha. Ducks laugh. It's all a game to them. So here we have lots and lots and lots and lots of radishes. This is the second generation. These are actually growing into the winter. This is winter garden radish.
Oh, he's got the radishes over here.
There we go. Got another row of them here. Lots and lots of radishes. You hear somebody's chicken squawking over there? Yes. Goji berries. Goji berries. This is about the time to pick them too. So now that we got those seeds in place, we're going to water them in, and here in a couple weeks we're going to start having some clover and some little pak choy coming up, and they're going to be just in time. We're going to have those for probably, I don't know, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas pak choy, Christmas kimchi, and you would not believe the size of the radishes we're pulling out of there. Well, maybe you would if we showed you. There we go. Now that's one healthy radish. Hey guys, that's all I've got for you today. As always, I hope you found today's video informative, maybe a little bit entertaining, and if you did, well, you know what to do. I'll catch you next time. Until then, get out there and get growing.